is day 99 of the 100 Days of Making Comics Challenge, which is crazy. I literally have 2 days left. So, what is the 100 Days of Making Comics Challenge? It's a challenge started by my friend Kevin Cross, where you're supposed to spend 30 minutes a day working on your own personal comic book project for 100 consecutive days and then talking about it or documenting it on social media. And today is day 99. I can't believe I've gotten there. I'm doing the end part, and it doesn't look like it's going to go away with a pretty heavy, pretty severe cold. But once again, as far as sicknesses go, like colds are more of an annoyance than anything. So I'm ending it on a cold, which I'm not entirely happy about, but whatever. It is what it is, and life continues on. Today, the point that I'm at on the challenge, I've wrapped up chapter 4, or sorry, I think chapter 5 of my graphic novel, and so now I'm writing chapter 6. Wonder if I've been saying chapter 5 this whole time. I don't know, I'm pretty delirious because of the head cold. But anyhow, the point being, I wrote the next chapter of my graphic novel, Quarterly Stories, the first draft. I've sent it to my trusted friend to edit, who's actually my sister, because she's a librarian and used to be an English teacher. She's got a really good sense of editing, and then I will probably, when it's back from her, send it to my other sister, who actually used to be the senior editor at our local newspaper for the entertainment section, before she, decided to be a stay-at-home mom. And so I have like these great resources in my family. My mom is also an English teacher. I'm sure I've mentioned this before on my vlog, but it's really helpful to have these people who are like used to editing and used to looking at short stories and essays and stuff like that, and can just spot grammatical errors from a mile away within my family. And so that's something I like to do. I'll probably have my wife take a look at it as well, because she's really good at giving me objective feedback. And so that's what I'm going to do in regards to my own comic. So let me explain what that is. So Quarterly Stories is my graphic novel about faith and mental illness. That's a very personal story to me that I hand write, hand letter, hand draw, hand ink, and then hand to you, hopefully someday in print. But until that day, it's available serialized online at quarterlystories.com, where you can read it pretty much up to the current page. And then it's also available in a more convenient format for, reading, especially in this day and age where you're using your iPhone and iPads and mobile devices to read your comics. If that's how you like to read your comics, there's an app called Tapas.io. You can get to it from your computer on Tapas.io, or just download the Tapas app and then search for Quarterly Stories, and you can add it to your library there, which helps me gain readership. And I'm really close to the point of kind of commoditizing the Tapas comic, but I need a few more subscribers to kind of get there so that I can start getting a few pennies, each time I update. I'm not even sure how many pennies, but it would be nice to kind of get there and hit that goal. So I'm at like 72 subscribers right now, which is like nothing compared to some other people on Tapas who have massive readership and massive followings. But I'm proud of that, considering I think I started doing the Tapas thing I think maybe at the beginning of this challenge. So, to me, I feel glad that, I started at 0 subscribers, and now I'm kind of moving my way up very slowly. Anyhow, you don't need to hear about my subscriber count on there. Anyhow, you can also check out the story there. But what I'm going to work on today is I'm going to try to just do the chapter title page. Since the script is kind of out of my hands, it's in the editor's hands in my head. Meaning, well, I mean, it is the editor, the person I'm having edit it, but in my head, I kind of convince myself, for the sake of just kind of being as objective about my own story as possible, that it's kind of in the editor's hands at this point. But anyhow, when that's done being reviewed and stuff like that, then I can kind of revise and update the story. But in the meantime, I have something I can work on, which is hand lettering the chapter title page, which really shouldn't take that long. So that's what I'm going to work on. But before I get to that, I wanted to show you guys something awesome that came in the mail. That is a comic done by a kind of a friend of mine, an acquaintance of mine, I should say, named Dave Baker, who I'd like to have on Artcasters at some point. So I'll have to kind of ask him if he'll be available. That would be really incredibly cool to kind of interview him, because he's just a super talented cartoonist. He's younger than me. I met him through the meetup that I do on a semi-monthly basis with Jim Lujan and Ken Mora and Lonnie Millsap and Jose Cabrera. Like, those are kind of some of the staples of our meetup. But, you know, there's a variety of other characters, including myself, who show up to this thing. And Dave is one of the people who I met through there. And it turns out we had a mutual, we're both from kind of the same area. We hang out with the same kind of people. And so there was like a 1 degree of separation difference with us. And so I met him, I was introduced to his comics, and then just was floored by the fact that, you know, he puts out so much work so consistently. He's one of the most consistent comic artists and writers that I know, and he's just constantly putting out books, which is really cool and really inspiring. And for about 1.5 years, he had been posting his progress on social media, working on his comic, and just has the output level of an artist I don't know, the output level that I think most cartoonists kind of wish they could have. So anyhow, he did this comic called Action Hospital, and he wrote, inked, lettered, drew, did pretty much all the art, with a few contributed pages from friends and so on, for a 350-page graphic novel in about 1.5 years, which is insane. And I might be underestimating the time. Maybe it was 2 years. But that's, in comparison, that is about the time that it's taken me to just get as far as I am on quarterly stories right now. So, but the cool thing is, he kickstarted this book when he had finished it, and I instantly, without question, the second I got, enough money to kind of be able to justify backing a Kickstarter, I backed his Kickstarter, and the book arrived today in the mail. And I am just really excited about it. I'm excited to show you kind of the stuff I got in the Kickstarter, but I also just really believe in the idea of backing creators that are doing things that you like to see creators do, and understanding that, without people backing up other cartoonists and other creators, even if you're in the thick of it and you're a working artist or a working cartoonist, just to understand that, if we back people up who are doing amazing things like this and having really good constant output, we're also supporting that content And we're also sending a message of support to the creator of that content. So I, looking at Dave Baker and his work, really want to see him continue. I want to see him keep putting out books. I get really inspired seeing what he's doing, and I even took inspiration from his posts before this book was done, when I was working on a particular page of Quarterly Stories, where I decided to do some overlapping paneling for like a kind of collage sequence. And I know I vlogged about it. I think that was before the 100 Days Challenge started. But anyhow, so inspiration has been had from this guy, Dave Baker. So, without further ado, let me show you the copy of the book. It looks gorgeous. And the other goodies that were inside. And then I will point you to go to his big cartel store, or just go to theactionhospital.com or specterisland.bigcartel.com and check out Dave Baker's comics and support him. And the other cool thing about this, other than the fact that this is somebody who's inspiring, has a really crazy output, and is really ambitious, and is a cartoonist, the other great thing is he's also just a badass writer and a really great cartoonist. So let me show you what I got in the mail today, and it kind of made my day and made me definitely feel like, well, I can at least ink my chapter title page today, just to keep that momentum moving, because I want to at least get my 100-ish page graphic novel done in maybe at least twice the amount of time that it took him to do 350 pages. Like, if Dave can do it, I can do it. So anyhow, I'm working on this, and I will show you this real quick before I get to working on Quarterly Stories. So let's see what we got. This nice enamel pin, which is very cool. Very nice, high quality, really nice design. So I was excited about that. Sticker of some monsters, which is kind of rad. Another sticker of some monsters, but this one looks like a fiery print because the black is kind of raised on it, but really nice quality. A patch, which is kind of rad, of the main character, so I'm kind of excited about that. And I got Action Hospital Half-Light Bleeds, and it's got this beautiful spot gloss on it, which looks amazing. It's a nice size too. And I'll just do a really quick little flip through, so you guys should buy this yourselves, but like, these are not skimped on pages. But this is a very impressive body of work. So yeah, look at that, 350 pages. Nice hefty book. And I'll just get a good shot of that. And the first Action Hospital, as well as other books, are online at his store. So go support it. So I don't know if I got this right from the top, but I know I'm on chapter 5 actually. So let me show you my progress. But basically, I inked the chapter page title and basically lettered it and stuff. And so day 99 of the 100 Days of Making Comics Challenge is complete, and tomorrow I will scan this and clean it up and post it to quarterlystories.com. It's another page done, and pretty excited about tomorrow, where I'm at day 100. So yeah, so here's what I lettered, and a couple mistakes that I had to white out, but overall pretty good. Yeah, and this head cold is really screwing up my flow on these videos. But basically, thanks to those of you who've liked, shared, commented, and subscribed to these videos, and especially those of you who've kept rooting for me throughout this challenge. It's been quite a challenge, and I'm almost there. I'm almost finished. So thank you guys for your support. So if you haven't, subscribe here, and I will see you guys tomorrow on my last day of the 100 Days of Making Comics Challenge.